Good morning, everyone. Today we are here with Wilfred Manuals. He is the program manager for the construction program and the permaculture program at Safe Cities. So, Wilfred, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you became involved with Safe Cities?
Um, yeah, it was in 2007. When I went, through a rough patch in my life, and I was really looking for some help. A lot of the guys out there nowadays is struggling with drug addiction and violence and all that type of stuff. But I struggle with something different, something inside, something more mental than anything like that. So for people out there, I was okay, I was doing fine, but in actual fact I didn't do so good. So if I can put it in a nutshell, one Saturday night I was just driving around Atlantis area and I was just looking for help, and I ended up in a parking area, which I didn't know I was there. I was just so messed up, right? And my life was down, and I was crying, and I couldn't even see in front of me. I was going crazy. And then somebody knocked on my window while I was in the parking area one evening, and it was a Safe City staff. Actually, it was AFC, all Ambassadors for Christ, one of their staff members, and I end up in the parking area of Ambassadors for Christ in Safe Cities, obviously. And that is how I got involved into, or how I met up with the Safe City team, where they took me in, and started loving me and started helping me to become a better person, I would say. That's in a nutshell.
Okay. So what motivated you to join them, and what has kept you committed all these years?
Yeah, what really way I started to get involved, or why I started to get involved, is the fact that they are so busy, always busy with something. Then is this and then is that, and I got involved because I was a upcoming electrician at the time, and they needed my service. But as I started working with Safe Cities, I started seeing myself walking through the doors every time, and that is what kept me committed to the organization. Is because every time somebody comes through the doors of Safe Cities for help, I see myself and how I was helped, and that is what kept me at Safe Cities, because there's always development and there's always people coming in for help.
So obviously one of the organization's mission is to help the community.
Mhm.
So how has the organization's mission evolved since its establishment, and how have you helped shape that evolution?
Safe Cities evolved from somebody that is just giving out food parcels and stuff like that, where we fed the community, where we goes to schools now, and that is one of the things that I like, where we get involved with the younger generation before they goes to a point of no return. And that is how I see Safe Cities as evolved. How I how I am involved with that is the younger generation that is not doing so good in school. That is where I comes in. That is where I give them hands-on training, where I can take him to the farm and teach him how to plant, because not everybody is good in school, but some people is good better in their hands, and that is where I get involved.
That's good, that's good. So Mr. Wilfred, you're known for your extensive travels. Could you share which journeys have been most influential to your professional development?
Which journey? Okay, I would say the very first time I went on an international trip, it was in 2013, when opportunity arose where I can go to China for some training, and also to sign a contract with another company. And the reason why I say that, it is because it opened up my mind and the possibility of international travel, where I used to not see myself even leaving the state or the province. I now see myself as an international traveler, and that opened up so much in my personal mind, where I can see myself going places and not being bound like most of our younger guys is bound right now.
So then, Are there any electrical or innovative solutions that you are proud of, and why are you proud of those specific solutions?
Yeah, I would say is in the COVID time, we had an issue with electricity at our premise, one of our premises, and it came up that I had to do the best thing to do is solar, and at the time, we couldn't afford somebody to come and do a solar installation. I haven't done it ever before. I went onto YouTube. I went to people asking around about it, and we eventually have installed a solar installation, which was signed off by the city of Cape Town also, because I got other people involved, and I am proud of doing that because I could help the organization get to a better place for less the money, and also now we're saving on money where we can utilize that money somewhere else in the community.
Mm. What are the biggest challenges in implementing permaculture projects?
Yeah, I would say even though we have done all of what we are doing here without any funding from any government or anything like that, I would say the biggest challenge that we have right now is the funding. Reason being is that we can excel the programs so much quicker if we if we have a little bit more funding coming in, and yeah, we can do so much better, so much faster with that.
How do you measure the success of the programs you oversee?
The way I personally measure the success is if I can if I can tell a story about that remind me about that, is about a young father and his son walking on the beach, and there was a lot of starfish on the beach, and the son was trying to save these starfish, and he's throwing it in, and the father told the son, there's no way you can save all, you can make a difference in this starfish life. And the son pick up the starfish and he throw it in the water, and he tells the father, I made a difference to that starfish. And that is what I would see as a success. Somebody comes in, there's not much, we cannot change the world, but we can change one person at a time. And if that one person comes into our program and go out a changed person or a better person, that is what I would call success. So I would say one person at a time is my success.
What has been the most rewarding project you've worked on so far, both in construction, permaculture, and electrical?
I would say the most rewarding one for me was when we started making our own clay bricks. That was we found clay on the land, and then we started making our own clay bricks, and we actually built the building, a building up with clay bricks. And for me to walk in the first room the first day, that was really rewarding, knowing that we have done this with our own hands. We have taken out the clay out of the ground, we have molded into bricks, we have put the bricks together up, and it's done now. So that was to me the most rewarding one so far.
So, for those interested in following a similar path, what advice would you give about acquiring diverse skills through travel and hands-on experience?
I would just say, first of all, don't give up. Don't ever. I know it sounds like a cliche, but really, don't give up, and surround yourself with positive people. If I can just make an example of what happened in SAFECITIES with me in 2013, I could never even thinking about leaving the country, but yet the people around me, encourage me and make me see that I can do that. So don't ever give up on what you want to do, and surround yourself with people that lift you up, not just lift you up, but pet you, hit you over your fingers if you have to do it, and then help you wipe your tears, and then we move on. See, so yeah, I would say that would be my encouragement to that.
So I just wanted Mr. Wilfred to tell us a bit about the estate, right? The size, when it was bought. I mean, last time we talked, you mentioned that you got your first water by drilling yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of history about
The AFC estate is the size of it is 28 hectares. We bought it in 2017, I believe. 2017 we bought it, and when we first got here, there was nothing. We couldn't even come in here with a quad bike. You know, we had to chop our way with machetes and stuff like that. We had to build our own road. Getting stuck in the sand was a daily occurrence here. So yeah, that is when we bought this land, and then we got a professional company out to come and see if we can find water, because all our neighbors, when we were in the process of buying it, all our neighbors discouraged us on doing that, because they said this land doesn't have any water. So we got a professional company out to come and drill water for us. However, they gave up. They gave up and they said, no, we can't find water. But we were saying, you know, that it is impossible that there's no water and we have all these green trees. Where does the trees get the water from? So we just kept on drilling, and we started to get our own equipment. We copied the people that was drilling here. We taught ourselves how to drill water, and then eventually we have found water. And at this moment we have a borehole. We got another company out to come and drill a borehole for us. It's about 101 meters deep, and we've got the purest water here around. We send the water away for testing, and the test results come back as it is the same quality as bottled water. So once again, we didn't give up. We just, you know, carry on with what we are doing.
Thank you very much, Wilfred. Thank you for your time, and thank you for having us here today.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.